Hey Happy Hearts, it is Kylie here today and I have a problem. Now I feel like a lot of my plants are going through some root rot, so we are going to be taking those plants out, spectating them, making sure that they are okay, and yeah, so let's get right into the video. Also, if you hear music in the background, that is my boyfriend. He is currently making some music, so if you hear some random beats and stuff, that's him. But I'm a-okay with it. I hope you guys don't mind. So the first one here is my globulosa. Okay, I think you guys, if you've seen my Hoya plant collection, you guys know who this girl is. This one was currently coming out when I showed her off in that last clip, but as you can see, she stayed the same size. So I am thinking there's something going on with the roots, because if you feel these leaves in the back, they are really just dehydrated feeling, and I know I watered them last week. So I'm thinking something's going on. I want to make sure I save this plant, so let's take her out. I got this big tub here that I'm going to be putting the dirt in, because if there's any mealy bugs and whatnot, I don't want to save this dirt. Okay. Oh yeah. This plant is definitely rotted roots, as y'all know. Let's cut off these roots and them right back into some soil, and let's reroot these guys, because I really do not want to lose this plant. This one makes me the happiest. One of my favorite Hoyas. So let's cut off the roots real quick and repot right back into the soil. Now, I know I had a lot of questions the last time I did something like this, like why would you cut off the roots? Hoyas, to me, at least for my experience, Hoyas have not liked their roots being like messed with at all. So I personally do not like to take off the dirt and then plop that root right back into some new soil, because every time I've done that, the plant has gone downhill. These two plants here were actually in leca. Okay, now I love leca, it roots really good, but my issue with it is transferring Hoya from leca into soil. They prefer leca once they're in leca, so if you're gonna try using leca, I'd highly suggest keeping them in leca. And I just didn't like to flush my leca and do all of that stuff, so yeah. I'm kind of a lazy plant parent is what I like to call myself. So if you can relate, like this video, because I relate too. Okay. So, oh, I'm missing a few pieces. Let's snap those off. That is literally all I do as far as cutting the roots off. I like to get as close to the stem as possible without cutting the stem. So, like so. This one had a growth point here. Never did anything. So this plant right here is going to be potted right back into soil. And hopefully then it won't have any more issues. Okay, so for the next plant, this is my Hoya AH74, AH074. I really like this plant and I'd like to keep it. So in order for me to do that, let's save it, because I'm thinking that the roots are not happy. Actually, this one feels as if it's just not okay. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Everything seems to be intact. The roots just feel dry. They don't feel like they're brittle and breaking. And like the shaft, I think that's the word. Oh my god, I'm embarrassed if it's not. The top layer of the root, I don't remember what it's called, actually doesn't want to come off. So I'm thinking this isn't root rotted, that it just needs to be up potted and put into some newer soil. So if you can tell, it's really chunky. I'm gonna add some regular soil to this mix, so that way I think I'm gonna just put it right back into this plant, this pot. Let me set this one back down for a second. And then I'm gonna bring you guys down so you can see, ignore the mess on my floor. This is from when my plant took a tumble. If you watched my video that I released on New Year's Day with my daughter, that is the mess that we are dealing with. I did not vacuum yesterday, but let's see. There we go. So I put the screen in there. Got my dirt. Oh, that was a lot. Take some of that out. Okay. That probably is enough. Let me check. Oh yeah. So you see that? It'll be it's a little much. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna take some more of this out. Or dig itself a hole. Like so. And try to pop that back in. That's a little better. Okay. Let's fill her up. And then I like to use a pokey stick. I probably mention this quite often, but just to basically push the dirt down where there's gaps, where there's holes. You can see that once I use this stick, there's actually more room for dirt. Okay, I'm gonna add a little more dirt to the sides here. Oh, I don't want that stick. I don't know why I say dirt when some people say soil. And then I just kind of pat that in without pushing too hard. Okay, and then this one will be good to be watered, and it should be happy once again, I hope. If not, I'll be taking a cutting of it for sure. But yeah, as you can see, it just kept curling like it was never happy enough. So I'm hoping that adding some new soil with a little more dirt than it is chunky, this plant will be happier. Now, if I was watering all the time, I probably would still go with my chunky mix, but I'm not watering as often. I have way too many plants for that. Okay, so for the next plant, this is my Hoya Golden Eye, okay? This plant hasn't done anything for me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here, so I'm going to pot it and see if it's something to do with the roots. Maybe I rooted it in leca and it's not happy. I rooted it in leca. I can see the leca now. I can see it now. So I'm just going to reroot it. That's rotted. There's no way that this plant was even happy. So let's just take off. Oh my gosh, this one had a serious root system too. Look at all those roots. but they're literally snapping. So let's cut off the old roots and start back over, because I am going to have plants again that actually want to thrive for me. So Hoya Golden Eye is going to be rerooted. I'm also, because these plants are bare like this, I'm going to be washing the leaves off and kind of cleansing them enough so that hopefully, if I still have a pest, which I don't think I do, I think I've saved all of them. But if I have a pest, then I'm gonna be able to basically keep my plants alive better. The other plant that I have to do today is my Hoya Sulawesi GPS 8867. This one is definitely root rotted because there's no pull whatsoever with these. Oh my goodness, I think I see scale. Let's get her out, you guys. I didn't even pull on that, it just freaking broke. Okay. This plant has scale. Now you see why I do these things. Okay, I was just putting it off for way too long. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna, after I cut off these roots, I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about when I say I see scale. So ignore my dirty fingers and this little white spot that I cut off the stem. See those little BITCHs? Those are scale. This guy is covered in scales. So he's scaled and separated from the rest of the crowd. So let's put you way the F over there. You don't belong here. And let's move on to the next plant. So for the next plant, it is the Finlaysonii ripple leaf. Let's get you out, take a look at you, and figure out what the heck is going on here, because I don't appreciate this. I don't. I want plants that are gonna grow for me, not stay stagnant for 2 years. Yep. Man, I swear, every plant that I have rooted in Lekka does not like me anymore. So with this one, I have root rotted you as well. And with this one, I think I'm going to chop this long piece off and then try rooting 2 separates. So I have better luck. The next one is my Hoya Finlaysonii. Ooh, look at, there's a root out here. What is going on? I think it was doing good and then it got root rot. The struggle is real over here, you guys. Let me just say, I am living in root rot city. All my plants, all my Hoyas are rotting. Okay, free of roots. Okay, the next plant is Hoya Motoseki and Motoseki. I don't know what's going on with this one. Yep. More root rot. I was just thinking that it was just getting too dry, but that is root rot. She's so pretty though, so I want to save these guys. Like, all of my Hoyas were making me so frustrated because I just thought, you know, I was doing something wrong. I wasn't getting the hang of it, but it turns out, I mean, I was doing something wrong. I was overwatering them. But it turns out that they were struggling, and that's why I was getting upset, because I wasn't able to keep up with their wants and their needs. But I am on the right track to making sure that I'm doing my plant chores and whatnot. It just took a lot of adjusting because I still work full time. I currently work 50 hours a week. Ooh. And then with this one, I am going to cut off this long strand, okay? Y'all, don't get mad at me. But I'm gonna do it so that way it doesn't have the extras, I guess, what's the word I'm trying to find? Doesn't put too much energy into trying to bloom, because there is 2 blooming spots. So let's try to cut that off. I'm sorry, but I really was excited for you to bloom and then you never did. And then I'm also going to cut, if you look right here, see that long stem with the 2 leaves? I'm cutting that off as well, giving it more opportunities to root. So I'll have 2 plants coming from 1 pot. Does that make any sense? I think so. Anyway, Hoya Motoseki is now chopped up. It's one of my favorites, but look at her now. She is not doing good. So I'm going to just chop off her old roots. Y'all, it should not be that easy. She was rotting. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think I'm just gonna start this plant like I did my serpents and just chop her up real far back and like give myself the opportunity of having multiple shoots. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna make this a 3 plant. Is that the word I'm looking for? Okay, 1, 2. So here's my 1 plant. Here's my 2nd plant. Here is my 3rd, giving me the best odds possible. I'm also going to be removing the bottom 2 leaves on both of these fresh cut plants, I guess you could say, and giving them more, I guess, stem to root from. So that's what I'm doing with the MANY Hoyas. I just can't lose it. I can't. Yeah. I'm just mad at myself, okay? This is like a never-ending situation. I have Hoyas that hate me all over the place. Root rot again. Guys, what did I do to deserve this much root rot? Oh yeah, this one was rooted in leca. Like, you see the leca balls in there? Ah! Why did I do this to myself? It's gonna be okay. I just gotta give myself a pep talk. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna start you fresh. You're gonna be a whole new plant again. Oh, this is Hoya Brighton, by the way. Hoya Vitellina. don't see any roots. They're rotted. Okay, and I'm going to cut off this long piece because it's not gonna do me any good. And I think I'm just gonna cut off this long piece as well. I'm gonna start the plant off pretty bare. I'm kind of mad at myself for letting my plants get this bad. I'm mad at myself. Hoya rotundiflora. More root rot. Okay, this one's gonna be like a ton of plants, like single plantlets, because that's what I did, was I cut it up completely and I rooted some in leca and some in, I don't even know. I don't even know. Hoya Sarawak. This one, I'm just starting over because it's not going to be happy with me. The soil is hard as a rock. And it was rooted in leca. You guys, I'm gonna feel so much better when this is all done and all my plants are going to be happy again. I don't even realize how excited I am, because I want more than anything for some plants to love me, and they don't. Okay, Hoya Sarawak. Who else? Hoya Loistrusiana. I'm thinking it's the pots that I have them in because they're all the same pots. Nope, I rooted this one in leca. They said, nope, screw you. You gave us a happy environment and now we're sad, so chop that off so you get a fresh new end, and then chop off the extra weight, the extra, whatchamacallit, and try this. Hoya no ID. I think this one's fine, just needs a bigger pot. Because the roots look healthy. I think I'm gonna put it in this one. Hoya no ID. I have 2 more that I'm going to be removing from their pots to check on them. And the first one is Penny's Treat. Okay, this one looks, oh, sorry. I pulled it out. This one looks fine. I just think it's getting too dry too often. So I'm going to up pot it and pot it into something a little larger. I'm thinking this one right here. All I have is nursery pots. I know I have a ton of these. Oh, that one might work actually. Let's do this pot right here for this one. And then let's check on my Hoya Bordeny, because this one is like not holding any water anymore. And what I suspected is right. So root rot it is, and that is a-okay that I'm finding it now and not later. You feel? And I'm gonna chop it in half so that way I get two plants out of one. So hopefully more chances of regrowth. Okay, so now I am done with this thing right here. I am going to be using this soldering iron for one reason, and that is because some of the Hoyas I'm going to be putting in these plastic cups to root in, so that way I can see the roots. So I'm going to put holes in them. So I'm going to need that. I'm going to just add some more dirt and soil to this plant right here. Okay, and let's hope that the Penny's Treat does better this time around, now that it will get more water. I'm going to hook this up real quick. So here are my cups, and here is this thing. You can smell it smoking already. So let's quick get some holes in these things. I do 2 at a time. Okay, while my room kind of airs out from the smoke smell from that thing, I'm gonna have the fan running, but I'm gonna go clean up this plant right now. Get this scale off it. Now that I have holes in them and I have cleaned off the Hoya Solowicii, yes, Solowicii, I'm going to fill these cups up with some soil. And then I'm going to moisten the soil. I mean, it's moist enough to grow some plants in. Okay, so now that I have my cups of soil, I'm going to moisten them. So I'm going to go take them to the sink and We are going to get them moistened, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back now. My cups of soil have been moistened, and I'm going to put in the plants now, just kind of literally just sliding them in and then tapping the soil to kind of hug the plant itself. Yeah, you're just going to slide them in and then tap the soil around it like so. That is literally all you're going to do. You're going to want to put them somewhere where there's high humidity, so just keep that in mind, because it's just like propagating any other Hoya. You just want them in higher humidity. So I'm going to do that with all of them, and then I will be right back. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them done. Now it's time to do some more. I think I'm going to just throw them into this tub because the tub is basically see-through anyway. Now, a few of my plants aren't going to have these plastic cups. They're going to have something a little different because they're bigger and they need more, I guess, balance. So I got them all moist now. I'm going to be potting them where they're going to go for right now. I'm going to start with this, I think it's a Solowitzii. Yeah, the Solowitzii GPS 8867. Now this one I'm also going to be putting it in its own cloche so that I can kind of keep an eye on it. The other plants that were around it, the other plants in general, don't have scale, but I'm going to keep this one separate. I'm just keeping it away from the other guys because I don't want to lose them all to scale. Okay, so Hoya Motoseki, whatever you want to call it. It's going to get a bigger pot because the balance would have been real off. You can also use like bobby pins or something of that sort to keep the plant down and in the soil. But if you didn't know anything about Hoyas, or you're just new to it and experimenting, Hoya roots grow from the very bottom where you cut it. They grow from all across the sides of the stem. So really, Hoyas are kind of nice in that way. They don't just grow roots out of one spot. So if you get a cutting and you're like, well, where's the node? The whole stem that you stick in the soil is actually It will work. It will work, guys. I promise. I will have a video out at some point, and it has nothing to do with plant related things. It'll be like a vlog. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll have that coming soon. But I also want to mention that this page, my YouTube channel is going to be a mix of both vlogs and plant related stuff. So if you're into that, cool. If not, you know, it's something I want to do just so I can look back on it, and my daughter can see, you know, all the cool things that we did when she was growing up. I don't know why I left this stem on. I'm going to cut it off because it's already dried up and there's no leaves on any of those things, so it's just gonna be worthless anyway. Okay, but yeah, no, I just want her to be able to look back at her childhood and like be happy, I guess you could say, about it. So we're going to chop off this long stem as well because there's no leaves on that one either. I'm gonna try to have to like angle it like this in here because I'm gonna need it to stay. Okay, let's see, let's try it this way. And then this guy. And then I have some extra rotundiflora pieces that I planned on putting them together in one pot and then possibly turning around and giving them to somebody because I don't need that many plants, I guess you could say, of the same thing. So yeah, we're gonna pot them together and we'll see if anybody is interested later on. Actually, I might even do a giveaway of this plant for US people only, because I don't know how to ship out of the United States when I hit 500 subscribers. But this is what we got going on. These are going to be my propagation plants. So I'm just going to stick them in here and keep an eye on them. And this way the humidity stays up for them as well. Voila. Alrighty, happy hearts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, hit the subscribe button. I will definitely think about doing that giveaway. If I hit 500 subscribers, I will probably give that rotundiflora away. Who knows? We will see. But yeah, so if you haven't already subscribed to my Instagram, the link will be below in the description box. If you have purchased any of the Happy Hearts t-shirts, please send me a message with a picture or anything like that. I'd love to personally thank you for your purchase because it helps me out a lot. If you have any questions on where I get certain things for my videos, go ahead and look at the Amazon list link. I have a lot of things that I buy off of Amazon on there, so if you're going to ask about something, I would highly suggest checking that one out first. And if you can't find it there, just shoot me a message or comment down below and I will make sure to get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed today on how many Hoyas I have basically rotted. Is anybody else like this? Because I swear it's just me. I swear I have a problem. Today was actually relieving, as much as I noticed that all of these Hoyas have root rot. It was relieving to know that I can save these Hoyas. That, like, oh my goodness, like, it wasn't just something I was doing wrong. I mean, I did do something wrong, but it's like they stopped growing for a reason, and maybe I don't have a pest issue. I know I'm obviously still treating my plants. I'm actually going to do that tonight after these lights shut off. I'm going to spray all my plants down, as well as water a ton of plants that need to be watered, so that way I don't have to do it tomorrow. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!